I'm a 46-year-old mom. I've got 2 daughters, 17 and 15. We've been through hell this past year. Their dad, my ex-husband, died in an accident. But before you feel sorry for him, you should know he was cheating. And not just a fling. He fathered 2 sons with another woman. When he died, so did she, leaving those boys orphaned. And here's where it gets messy. His parents, my ex-in-laws, decided they deserved custody of my daughters. My daughters. Girls they never really cared for. Girls who discovered their fathers cheating themselves, and who are still processing the trauma in therapy. And when they weren't trying to take my kids, they were trying to move into our home. Yeah, no. Over my dead body. One weekend, it was my youngest daughter's birthday. Nothing fancy, just the local farmer's market, where she could buy whatever she wanted. Chocolate, sweets, little treats. She wandered off with her budget, giggling about how much candy she could get. But an hour passed, and no sign of her. Just when I was about to panic, my phone rang. It was her, crying. She said, "Mom, some weird ladies cornered me. They won't let me leave." My stomach dropped. I grabbed my oldest and sprinted through the market. When we found her, 6 older women, church ladies, had her surrounded like vultures. They were wagging their fingers, voices sharp, calling her unchristian, telling her she was a bad granddaughter for not spending time with her grandparents. And even worse, that she should be a good big sister to the poor orphaned baby brothers. I saw my daughter, red eyes, cheeks wet with tears, clutching her little bag of chocolate like it was a shield. My heart broke, and then, it burned with rage. I stepped between them and my daughter. My voice was low, steady, but shaking with fury. "That's enough," I told my oldest. "Take your sister. Pay for her things. Go to the car." Then I turned on those women. Women I recognized, from my ex-in-laws' church. One sneered at me. "You should obey your in-laws, like a good Christian wife." I laughed. Bitter. Sharp. Good Christian wife? He cheated on me. He lied to me. He fathered children with another woman. And you're harassing children. The shouting escalated until security asked us all to leave. But those women followed me, all the way to the car, hissing their judgment like snakes. I slammed the door, hands shaking on the steering wheel. My girls sat in silence, the youngest still crying. And in that moment, I swore to myself, never again. That night, after my girls were safe in bed, I went online. A friend from the church messaged me. He'd seen what was happening. And then he told me, my ex-mother-in-law had posted this massive sob story in the church's Facebook group. According to her, my daughters and I were leaving them homeless, penniless, and cruelly ignoring them. She even claimed the affair children were actually our surrogate babies, that I didn't want them because they were boys. Reading that, I felt physically sick. My stomach twisted, my hands trembled. To accuse me, not just of cruelty, but of hating children because of their gender? To twist my daughter's trauma into some disgusting fiction? That was the moment I knew. I wasn't just going to defend us. I was going to burn their lies to the ground. See, I still had everything from my divorce. The photos of my ex with his affair partner. The text messages. The emails. Even messages from his parents, supporting his cheating, and later, bullying my daughters. Including one, just 2 days after he died, where they called my girls bastards, and blamed them for his death. I printed it all. Paid extra for the highest quality prints. And then, I got creative. I put everything into neat little binders, designed to look exactly like the hymn books at church. When you open the first page, you'd see a photo of my ex making out with his mistress in our living room. Clear as day. Underneath, ex-husband's name and affair partner's name, a love story. It was perfect. Sunday morning, I walked into that church, heart pounding, but my face calm, almost smug. I slipped the binders onto the back table, right where the hymn books always went. Nobody checked. And then I left. It didn't take long. By the end of service, the gossip mill was on fire. People were passing the binders around, whispering, gasping. The Facebook comments turned ugly, directed not at me, but at my ex, his mistress, and especially my in-laws. Even the pastor had to step in to keep people from cursing online. The final blow. My ex-in-laws were shamed so brutally they stopped showing up to church altogether. The same people who once wagged their fingers at my crying daughter now turned their backs on them. Within a week, my daughters received apology letters from church members. People who had harassed them sent invitations to return to the church family. And my ex-in-laws? My ex-mother-in-law made one last Facebook post, crying about how alienated she felt, about how nobody cared for the elderly. She even wrote that she wished her great son was alive to take care of her. What money would he have used, I don't know, since I was always the breadwinner. Justice had been served. Picture it, those binders being opened for the first time. A churchgoer expecting a sweet hymn, only to find my ex-husband's affair in glossy high definition. The gasps, the whispers, the rage. My ex-in-laws thought they could twist the story, paint themselves as victims, and bully my daughters into compliance. Instead, I made sure the truth hit them harder than they ever hit us. And the best part, my daughters got to see justice. They saw that I would fight for them, protect them, and never let anyone rewrite their pain into lies. Sometimes, the most satisfying revenge isn't about screaming the loudest. It's about exposing the truth so thoroughly that the liars have no room left to hide. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell me in the comments. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? And of course, subscribe for more stories like this. You won't want to miss what's coming next.